name's Rhonda Mort, and I'm the children's librarian at Willard Library, and I'm coming to you live from Willard's basement. And because this is over the internet, I can take this mask off. I will be reading 2 stories to you today. One is The 5 Little Speckled Frogs by Nikki Smith, and the other one is called Scribble Stones by Diane Alber. This is my little friend Frog, and what he is he's a musical instrument called a gyro, and he originates from South Africa, and he makes a nifty little croak sound. So we're going to use this when we read the book. Ready? 5 little speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log. Eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pond where it was nice and cool. Now there are 4 speckled frogs. 4 speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log. Eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool, and now there are 3 speckled frogs. 3 speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log. Eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. Sorry. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 2 speckled frogs. Two little speckled frogs sitting on a hollow log. Eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool, and now there is 1 speckled frog. One little speckled frog sitting on a hollow log, eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are no spotted frogs. Glug, glug. This is a story about one happy stone who was gray and round and rarely alone. He lived with the others, all stacked in a pile, and waited calmly with a large, friendly smile. Each stone had a purpose, but it wasn't known yet. Some would be landscaping, some would be a stone pet. There were so many things that the stones could be. The hardest part was just waiting to see. Stone knew that his purpose would brighten someone's day. He just wasn't sure how or what kind of way. He managed the things that he might soon become. As he watched all the stones get picked up one by one. But his happy face slowly turned to a frown as he watched the tall piles start to dwindle down. And although he was worried, he tried not to care until it was clear he was the last one there. Then it finally happened. Stone was quickly picked up, and he was placed on a desk next to a very large cup. As Stone looked around, he thought this was so great, but soon discovered that he was just a dull paperweight. I'm supposed to bring happiness, not hold paper still. There must be a mistake. This just can't be my skill. Then all of a sudden, a splatter flew high, and then some bright scribbles came wriggling by. They were headed right towards the short paper stack, and they filled up on the paper front and the back. They all making art, and it was happening so fast, Stone feared that the paper would simply not last. He couldn't believe just how much the pile grew, and then he heard a small cry from the fun splatter crew. We know that this pile is getting too tall. There is no more paper. We have used it all. The Scribbles all cried. They now saw it too. This is a disaster. Oh, what will we do? Stone didn't want the scribblers to cry, so he thought of something that they all could try. He slowly wrote down the large pile and said, I know how to make you all smile. I know I'm not paper, but I like art too. Do you think you could spare some red, yellow, and blue? They loved the idea and couldn't wait to start. Scribbles began making the happiest heart. Splatter then painted some pale baby blue. Another scribble added a sunny gold hue. It didn't take long before more stones showed up, and soon the line grew behind the large red cup. To Stone's surprise, he was picked up more than once. He had never heard of this happening before. More art was added, and he was on his way to become a small gift to brighten someone's day. With each new layer, there was a story to share, and soon Scribble Stones were seen everywhere. They traveled the planet, and it was quite an event, bringing happiness and fun wherever they went. Now, thousands of stones inspire creativity each day, all become a paperweight with a will and a way. Scribble Stone Art Project. This is how it works. Find a stone and add some art. Scribble a splatter or a happiness heart. Then give it away and let someone know that this scribble stone makes happiness grow. It's so very simple and easy to do. Just add some more art and give it away too.
Hi, I'm Miss Lucy, the Assistant Children's Librarian here at Willard Library, and today I'm going to be reading Goldfish on Vacation by Sally Lloyd-Jones and The Bad Seed by Jory John, one of my favorite children's authors. Goldfish on Vacation. Goldfish on Vacation. In a small apartment in a tall round building by a park, next to a river, in the middle of the big city, there lived 3 children, H, little O, and baby M. In a small bowl next to a lamp in the middle of the table, beside the curtains, in the small apartment, there lived 3 goldfish, Barracuda, Patch, and Fiss. An old fountain stood at the end of their street. It was broken and covered in ivy. No one used it anymore, except to throw garbage in. But the children thought it was beautiful. On top of the fountain there perched, as if just landed or was just about to fly off, a magnificent stone eagle with outstretched wings. Grandpa said the same people who built the famous Grand Central Station built the fountain. And in the olden days, before cars, horses drank from it. But when people got cars, they didn't need horses or the fountain, and they stopped taking care of it. The children felt sad for the fountain and the eagle. Then one early summer day, a sign appeared. Coming in 2 weeks, calling all goldfish looking for a summer home. The children rushed home to tell their fish, "You're going on vacation." Barracuda stared with his big fish eyes. Fiss blew Fiss bubbles, and Patch sank slowly down to the bottom of the bowl. "See?" H said. "They can't wait." Grandpa rushed into the kitchen, and on the big calendar on the wall, next to June 28th, he wrote, "Goldfish on Vacation." But the children, they didn't need a calendar to remember. They were already counting the days. Every morning they rushed to the window, and so did Grandpa, and every morning they watched a man at the fountain. One morning he was cleaning. The next morning he was scrubbing and scraping. And another morning he pulled ivy off the eagle and filled the water fountain with clear, cold water. He put it in tall reeds and then lily pads. And one morning the children couldn't see him. They couldn't see him because of all the children. The children and children and children crowding around him, and all of them waiting to drop off their little fish children. "It's today!" cheered H, little O, and baby M. And it was. In no time, they were making their way slowly down the big staircase and out the front door, Grandpa leading the way. Then little O with her net, and baby M with the fish food, then H with the bowl and barracuda and patch and fish in a wonderful goldfish parade. Out on the street, everywhere they looked, there were goldfish parents just like them with their goldfish. When at last it was their turn at the fountain, H and baby M and little O told their goldfish goodbye, see you soon, and don't be homesick. Then the man helped them lower the bowl underwater. At first, the fish hung back in the bowl until, in a flash of light, they darted and were gone. The water shone in the shadow of the eagle's wings, and the children saw, glistening in the sunlight, swimming in the clear, cool pool, like sudden glimpses, the hidden treasure, fish after golden fish. All through the hot summer, little O, H, and baby M stopped to say hello to their goldfish, and so did the other goldfish parents. Soon all the children looked forward to seeing each other at the fountain. Every day they played together, and every day Grandpa came and put his chair down and chatted with the children, who sat and listened. He told them stories of these hot August days long ago when he was a boy, and how all the children who couldn't leave the city would jump and splash in the fountain. And then the children wished that they were those children, jumping in. Before they knew it, it was the end of summer. The man told the goldfish parents that the only way to catch their fish was to get into the fountain and wade in the water with their nets. So all the children took off their sandals and jumped and splashed and laughed in the fountain. And then Grandpa took off his sandals too and rolled up his trousers and paddled. And he said it was like the old days long ago when he was a boy. And the children could hardly even recognize their goldfish. They looked like completely different fish. "Are they really our goldfish?" asked little O as they headed home. "Oh yes, I'm absolutely certain that they're our fish," said Grandpa, who really wasn't that certain. "Oh, they're so fat and happy," said H. "Of course," said Grandpa. "Well, that's what a vacation will do for you. Anyway, who says you have to leave the city to have a vacation?" And the children laughed, because they knew it was true. And so the goldfish, who may have been barracuda and patch and fish, or some other goldfish altogether, were back being fish in a bowl. And the children went back to being children in school until next summer, when Hamilton Fountain would once again be filled with lily pads and reeds and shining water and golden fish. And children. The end. The Bad Seed by Jory John. I'm a bad seed. A bad seed. Oh yeah, it's true. The other seeds, they look at me and they say, "Oh, that seed is so bad." When they think I'm not listening, they mumble, "There goes a bad seed." But I can hear them. I have good hearing for a seed. And you know how bad I am? You really want to know? Well, I never put things back where they belong. I'm late to everything. I tell long jokes with no punchlines. I never wash my hands or my feet. And I lie about pointless stuff. And I cut in line every time. I stare at everybody. I glare at everybody. I finish everybody's sentences and I never listen. And I do lots of other bad things too. You know why? Because I'm a bad seed. A bad seed. I just can't help it. Sure, I wasn't always this bad. I was born a humble seed on a simple sunflower in an unremarkable field. I had a big family, seeds everywhere, and we found ways of having fun. We were close. But then the petals dropped, and our flower drooped. It's kind of a blur. I remember a bag. And everything went dark, and then a giant. I thought I was a goner. I thought I was done for. I screamed and I hollered, but I was spit out at the last possible second. I flew through the air and I landed under the bleachers with a huge thud. And when I woke up, it was dark outside. A wad of gum had softened my fall and I felt okay, but something had changed in me. I'd become a different seed entirely. I'd become a bad seed. A bad seed. That's right. I stopped smiling. I kept to myself. I drifted. I was a friend to nobody and bad to everybody. I was lost on purpose. I lived inside a soda can, and I didn't care. It suited me. Until recently, I've made a big decision. I decided I don't want to be a bad seed anymore. I'm ready to be happy. It's hard to be good when you're so used to being bad, but I'm trying. I'm taking it one day at a time. Sure, I still forget to listen, and I still show up late, and I still talk during movies, and I do all kinds of other bad stuff. But I also say thank you, and I say please, and I smile. I hold doors open for people, not always, but sometimes. And even though I still feel bad, sometimes I also feel kind of good. It's sort of a mix. All I can do is keep trying and keep thinking that maybe I'm not such a bad seed after all. Hey, look, there goes that bad seed. Well, actually, he's really not that bad anymore. I heard that. The end.
Miss Rhonda, and I wanted to let you guys know about an annotated summer reading program that we're putting together. You can sign up May 20th on our website, www.willard.lib.in.us, and we'll have a link down below in the description so that you can just click on the link and go to where you sign up for summer reading. Summer reading is going to be pretty simple this year, and we're going to do a lot of videos for summer reading. The main thing about summer reading is you're still going to receive free books. You just have to read 10 picture books or 5 chapter books and you get a free book, and it will be placed in your bag for you. We'll also be giving out summer reading prizes, and those can either be picked up at the library or we'll send them to you through the U.S. Postal Service. Stay tuned for more. There'll be a form when you log on for you to keep track of the 10 picture books and 5 chapter books that you will be reading. And so that you'll fill that form out and you'll get it to us. Either you can email it to us, you can scan it, email it to us, or you can send it through the U.S. Postal Service, and we will get that, and we'll make sure that we put your name in for the grand prize drawing. And once again this year, we're going to be giving out 3 grand prizes for the different age groups. So it's exactly the same kind of program, except we're kind of going to do it more remotely.